Biyomon finally got some decent support, but is that enough to take on the King Monkey himself? My opponent is going to start, they'll hatch the Yokomon, and then they'll Digivolve into the Biyomon. They'll then Digivolve into the Birdramon, passing on to, I will draw, going to hatch the Pugumon, and then Digivolve into the Tumon for 1, and then going to Digivolve into the Platinum Sukamon for 2, passing on 1. My opponent is going to move out. They're going to play the Christie Daemon just to pass on 2 again. It's going to give me quite a good turn, so I'm going to draw, move out the Platinum Sukamon. Very good new addition. Digivolving into BT3 Etemon and passing back. So now I have a blocker, I've got some deletion protection. My opponent gains a memory from the Tamer. They're going to hatch the Phenomon and then Digivolve into the Biyomon. Then going to play another Biyomon, passing on 1. They get to do the search, and they grab the Akiho and another Biyomon. I'm going to start my turn, I'll draw. I'm going to hatch another Pugumon. Going to Digivolve into the Tumon, and then Digivolve into the Metal Etemon. Looking at the top 4, we're looking for Sukamons, Tumons, or Etemons. I see 2 of the on deletion Sukamons, so I'm going to play them both out. My opponent then starts their turn. They're going to gain another memory. They're going to move out the Biyomon and then Digivolve into the Garudamon. Garudamon's when Digivolving allows them to play a Tamer, so they'll play the Akiho. Akiho's on play allows them to look at the top 4 cards, grabbing a Burb from there. So Garudamon gets added to hand and the rest go to the bottom. My opponent is then going to Digivolve into the Zhuqiaomon. It's going to cost 5, but he will get memory back from this. We both select a Digimon to not be deleted. I'm going to choose the Sukamon. My opponent is going to pick the Zhuqiaomon. Now I get to do the inheritable from my Metal Etemon. When this Digimon would be deleted, I can delete another Digimon with Sukamon in the name instead to prevent that deletion. My opponent is then going to do all of their on deletion effects. Phenomon deletes Sukamon, but I've managed to keep my Etemon on the board.
He dodged it.
Zhuqiaomon then gains 3 memory. I deleted one of my Sukamons with the prevention effect, so it's not 4. Then do the on deletion of one of my Sukamons. I get to play out a Tumon, and then do the second one, another 3 from the top of the deck, and I get to play out another Tumon. The rest will go to the bottom of the deck in any order, and then I have to do the on play of the new Tumon. I will trash the Sukamon from my hand, and I will get back the King Sukamon into hand, and then start my turn. I will draw. I'm going to move my Digimon across and move out the other Tumon, then Digivolve that into a Platinum Sukamon for 1, and then able to swing at security, and I will get deleted, so I can Digivolve the Zhuqiaomon, and then I get to do the Tumon effect and play him out suspended. Using the Pugumon to look at the top card, it's an Izzy, so I do not get it, it goes to the bottom. Then going to Digivolve my other Tumon into a Sukamon, just so I've got more protection. My opponent starts their turn, they gain a memory, hatch the Yokomon, and then Digivolve into the Biyomon. They're then going to Digivolve into the Phoenixmon. They'll draw for Digivolve, and then swing at my security, 1 check at 11,000, so it could get deleted. It's just a Tumon, so they are going to survive, but the effect, because the card was removed from security, lets them do one of the on deletions, so they'll play out a Biyomon for free. They'll return the Christie to hand so that they can Digivolve into a Garudamon for free. Garudamon's when Digivolving allows them to play a Tamer for free, so they'll play a Christie. They'll give it rush with the Akiho, and then they'll swing at my Tumon, playing out a Biyomon to end their turn. They'll do the search, so they grab a Tamer and another Garudamon. Hero is an interesting choice over the tie because maybe you want to do more checks just to try and get yourself deleted rather than having more DP, but I'll start my turn. I'll hatch the Pugumon, Digivolve into the Tumon, and then Digivolve into the King Sukamon, turning Phoenixmon into a Hoop, and then I will swing at security, doing 2 checks. First check is fine, second check will delete me, so I'll choose to delete the Phoenixmon instead because it is currently a Sukamon. They're then going to do a bunch of undeletions. The Garudamon deletes the Tumon. They're then able to play the hero with the inheritable from Birdramon, and then they're going to play out another Garudamon with the Phoenixmon's on deletion. Then going to Digivolve into another Metal Etemon. Looking at the top 4 again, we see a King Sukamon whiff on by.
Hey, big guy, how'd it go in there?
I missed.
What does that mean?
I missed.
Oh, hell no.
But you can't win them all, so all of those will go to trash. My opponent is then going to start their turn, unsuspending their board, gaining a memory from the Christie, which technically should happen at the start of main phase, but doesn't really matter. They're going to move out their Biyomon. They're going to Digivolve into another Phoenixmon, so their board is still quite formidable. Swinging at security with the Garudamon, and the first check is a Chikurumon, so I'm going to de-Digivolve the Phoenixmon before it can do anything. They'll swing with the other Biyomon. That is going to be deleted, so they get to draw a card from the Yokomon Inheritable. Swinging again with another Biyomon, it's going to be Cootie's Kick. Looking at the top three, I do not see anything, so they just all go to trash. And then they're going to play another Garudamon, getting out some blockers. I'm on 1 security. I will draw, unsuspend my monkeys, and then move out to the Tumon. I'm going to start by Digivolving into the Sukamon for 2. I have a lot of memory to work with. I'm going to Digivolve then into a King Sukamon, so I can turn one of the Garudamons into a Sukamon. With all of the blocker that they have, I don't think that I have enough to be able to just end this turn, so I'm going to try and clear their board a little bit. So I swing into the Biyomon, could have swung into the Garudamon, and then potentially protect myself, but I'll swing into it with one of my Metal Etemons. I'm going to block that one with the Sukamon, and then I'm going to swing into the other one. They've still got 1 blocker on the field. They get to draw for their Inheritable, and then I'm going to Digivolve into the 3rd monkey. It's going to look at the top 4, and I can play out a 4th monkey. With all of the rushing that they can do, I should be expecting them to maybe pull something out here. Going to hatch the Yokomon. They'll Digivolve into another Biyomon, and then they're going to Digivolve into the Phoenixmon for 3. Does have -1 security and -3000 DP because of the Etemon's on play effect. So they're going to swing at one of the Metal Etemons, and they are going to just want to get deleted so they can play out a Akiho. They're then going to look at the top 4. They're going to grab a Biyomon, then going to do the on deletion of the Phoenixmon. So they're going to play out the searching Biyomon. Looking at the top 3, they're able to grab a Tamer and a Vaccine Bird. They're going to grab another Biyomon and the Christie. And then going to suspend the Akiho to give it rush. They'll swing at security. It is going to get deleted, and then they're just going to play another blocker Garudamon. I do have enough checks to probably win here, but we'll find out. I'll hatch the Pokemon just in case, unsuspend my monkeys, and then I'm going to Digivolve into a Tumon. I'm going to choose to actually play out a Sukamon first, just in case something comes out of security that's nasty. They're going to see a Christie from the first check. If Garudamon gets deleted now, they will play out a Biyomon. They're going to block that and then play out a Biyomon. Biyomon on play, they're able to warp it by returning a Christie to hand into a Garudamon, but it's not the blocker one that they want. So I'm going to swing at security for the final check. Jukiamon will delete my Metal Etemon, but I'll delete the Sukamon instead, and then just swinging with the Etemon, and that's game. Game 2 is going to start. I will hatch the Pokemon, Digivolve into the Tumon, and then Digivolve for 2 into the Sukamon. My opponent is going to start their turn. They're going to hatch the Yokomon. They will Digivolve into a Biyomon, and we'll probably see them play out a Tamer here so that they can track me at 1. They're actually going to play a Biyomon and search, so they're looking at the top 3. They are unable to actually grab the Jukiamon because it is not a Vaccine Bird, so they all go to the bottom. Very unfortunate. I'm going to move out my Sukamon. I'm actually going to start by just swinging at security, so we end up setting them a Christie on the field. They choose the Biyomon just in case it gets deleted, and then I'm going to play another Sukamon to pass turn on 2. They're going to move out the Biyomon and then gain a memory from the Christie, and then going to Digivolve into the Birdramon, and then start by swinging Biyomon into the Sukamon. So I'll look at the top 3. I'm able to grab a Tumon with the search, and then the rest go to trash. Then playing out the Tumon suspended. I do not do the on-play effect with it, but the Pokemon effect will add a card to hand. They're then going to swing into the Tumon with the Birdramon and Digivolve into the Garudamon. I'll start my turn. I'm going to hatch the Pokemon, Digivolve into a Tumon for 1, and then I'm going to swing at security with the Sukamon. That's going to be the Trident Gaia, which will delete my Sukamon. Looking at the top 3, I'm able to play out the Tumon, the rest go to the bottom of the deck. I could Digivolve into a Sukamon, but weighing up my options, I don't want them to go into Phoenix, so I'm just going to play out the King Suka. I have 3 Sukamon in trash now, so the Garudamon is now turned into a Sukamon. Cannot Digivolve because it's going to be a white Digimon. Meanwhile, they've hatched the Yokomon, gained a memory from Christie, and then played a Biyomon. Doing the search, they're able to grab a Garudamon, and then they're going to Digivolve into a Birdramon for 2. And then going to Digivolve into a Garudamon and leaving me on 1. That is probably a pretty good response to that. I'm going to move out my Tumon, Digivolve for 1 into the Sukamon, and then I'm going to Digivolve into the Metal Etemon. So draw, and then looking at the top 4, I'm able to play out a Platinum Sukamon. So if they go into the Phoenixmon, I'm probably going to be able to Digivolve it. Looking at my board at the moment, they must just be thinking to themselves,
oh my god. He's shit everywhere. My house is full of shit! He's shit everywhere! Look what he did, he's shit all over the wall!
But they're going to be able to respond to this probably pretty well. So they gain a memory from the Christie. They're going to Digivolve into the Phoenixmon. No level 3 for the Yokomon at the moment. Swinging at security, they're going to first check C and Izzy. So I'll look at the top 3. They are all going to be black, so I'll gain a memory. Just choosing the order they go in. I'm going to make sure that I get some options first. Then they're going to play out the Archiho. So looking at the top 4, they'll grab the Garudamon. The rest will go to the bottom of the deck. Going to Digivolve into the Biyomon, and then playing out another Archiho, doing another search, and they're going to grab another Phoenixmon, probably anticipating the Platinum Sukamon Digivolve. I'm going to hatch the Pugumon, Digivolve into a Chikurimon, and I'm going to Cooties kick my Platinum Sukamon because he is straight away going to swing at security. This is going to be a Biyomon, so it will delete the Platinum Suka. I'm going to gain 3 memory and then Digivolve the Garudamon actually, making it harder to go into a second Phoenix, and I'll swing into the Phoenixmon, and instead of trading, I'll be able to delete the Sukamon so that I do not get deleted. My undeletions will occur first, so Pugumon will allow me to draw a card, then the Sukamon will let me look at the top 3, and I will grab a King Sukamon, and then I will play out the Tumon just from underneath suspended, adding the King Suka to hand. My opponent is then going to do the draw 1 from both Biyomon and Yokomon, so 2 cards straight into hand. They are then going to play out a Tamer with Birdramon inheritable. Then they're going to use the Phoenixmon effect to play out a Biyomon. They'll return the Christie to hand to Digivolve for free into the Garudamon, putting out a blocker, and then I'll Digivolve into the Sukamon. Then I'll Digivolve into the Etemon, which will cost me 3. Trashing the Sukamon and the sources, I can give something -1 security and -3000 DP. I'm actually going to choose to give it to the Birdramon. I'm then going to Digivolve into the Metal Etemon, drawing, looking at the top 4, I'm able to play out a Sukamon, and I'm going to make the Birdramon a Sukamon, so it has the -3000 DP and will get deleted. They had targeted the Birdramon with the Christie ability, so they are going to be able to play out a Biyomon and Digivolve it into a Garudamon for free and play out a Christie again. They're going to use that on play to give the blocker Garudamon on deletion, play out a Biyomon, and then they will start the turn, move out the Biyomon, gain a memory, and then Digivolve into the Phoenixmon. It's going to cost them 3, they'll draw, and then they're going to swing at security. Because a card is removed from my security, they're going to be able to play out a Garudamon because they have enough Tamers. They're going to play out another Tamer, giving the Biyomon, if it is deleted, play a Biyomon. Going to give the Garudamon Rush by spending the Archiho. That is going to be deleted, so they could have potentially given that the on deletion effect. They'll swing with the Biyomon that does have it, and it does get deleted. Yokomon's inheritable is going to draw them a card, and then they can play out the Biyomon and suspend the other Archiho to give it Rush, bouncing the Christie to hand so that they can Digivolve into a Garudamon. Swinging at security, it does get deleted as well, and they are going to be able to draw a card from the inheritable, and then Digivolving into the Blitz Omni just to style on me, unsuspending and swinging for game.
You may not like it, Minister, but you can't deny.
Phoenixmon's got style. Game 3 starts, and I'm going to hatch the Pugumon. I'm going to then Digivolve into the Tumon for 1 passing turn. My opponent starts their turn, they'll hatch the Pinamon, and then they're going to Digivolve into the Biyomon, then going to Digivolve for 2 into the Birdramon, passing me back on 1. Then going to push out the Tumon, Digivolve for 1 into the Sukamon, drawing, and then I will swing at security. I'm going to be deleted, so I can look at the top 3 and play a Tumon out from there. So I'll play the Tumon, I won't do its on play, the others go to the bottom of the deck. Then I'm going to play out another Tumon suspended, drawing a card from the Pugumon. Then I'm going to Digivolve into another Sukamon. So if he does swing into it, I can just play out another Tumon from that. So I'll draw and pass turn. My opponent is going to start their turn. They will move out the Birdramon. They are going to swing into the Sukamon, just like I thought. Look at the top 3 with the Sukamon, search, and I will grab a Tumon from that, trashing the rest, and then I will play out the Tumon suspended. My opponent is then going to Digivolve into the Garudamon, which will make it hard for me to swing over. They'll do the when Digivolving effect to play out an Akiho. I'm going to do the search, and they don't have any valid targets, so they all get sent to the bottom. I am then going to unsuspend. I will hatch another egg and Digivolve into a Tumon. I'm then going to start by Digivolving into a Platinum Sukamon for 1. I will swing at security. I am going to get deleted so I can Digivolve the Garudamon and play out the Tumon suspended again. I'm then going to play out another Tumon just to add to my rat army. My opponent's turn will start. They're going to hatch the Yokomon, Digivolve into a Biyomon. Then they're going to play out another Biyomon for 3. They'll look at the top 3. They're able to grab the Garudamon, and then that just passes turn. I will unsuspend my rats. I'm going to move out my other Tumon and then Digivolve into a Platinum Sukamon. I could swing with this, but they do have blockers still. I'm going to Digivolve instead into the Etemon, and then we're going to be able to trash the Platinum Suka in the Inheritables to just delete that Biyomon and just remove one of the bodies from field. My opponent's going to move out the Biyomon and then Digivolve into the Tyrannomon, which will allow them to play a Christie for free. The on play gives the Birdramon, on deletion, play a Biyomon for free. Then going to Digivolve into a Garudamon, playing out another Christie, and I think they stack the effect on that Birdramon. Meanwhile, I've hatched the Pagumon, Digivolved into a Dorumon, and then I'm going to Digivolve into the Metal Etemon. Looking at the top 4, I'm going to be able to play a King Sukamon. I'm going to turn the Garudamon into a Sukamon. I'm going to start swinging. So first check is a Biyomon, will delete my Tumon. Second check is a Jukaomon, will be deleted again. Pagumon lets me draw the top card of my deck and swing with my final Tumon. Ah, it's deleted.
Oh my god, I just found a rat's nest, slaughtered about 200 of them.
And then going to Digivolve into the KingEtemon, which is going to definitely make my opponent's life hard. Does pass them on 4 though. They're going to draw for their turn. They'll hatch the Yokomon, and then they're going to Digivolve into the Biyomon. They will draw, and then going to remember to gain the 2 memory from the Christie like they should have. They're going to play a third and give the Garudamon on deletion, play a Biyomon. They're going to swing with the Garudamon, and I'm going to block that with the Metal Etemon, which is probably what they wanted. They will get deleted and play out a Biyomon for free. Then going to bounce Christie to hand to Digivolve into a Garudamon for free. I believe they could have played out a Christie here, but they didn't for some reason. They'll give it Rush with the Akiho though. Digivolve into the Phoenixmon, swinging at security. It is going to be KingEtemon, so it will get deleted, but they reveal to security first, so they get to do the Phoenixmon's effect. So they're going to play out a Garudamon, and then they're going to do the on deletion and play out a Birdramon. Then going to play out another Christie and give the Birdramon on deletion, play out a Biyomon. I'm going to unsuspend and start my turn. They do have a lot of blockers, so this is probably a good play to just make sure they have a wide board. I'm then going to Digivolve into the Sukamon for 2. Going to swing at security, and they're going to block with the Birdramon. They get to draw 1 from the Inheritable and delete the Sukamon with the Pinamon. Then going to play out the Biyomon for free, and I think actually I should have potentially done this before, but because the Sukamon is deleted, KingEtemon's effect is going to allow me to minus 3000 DP for something, so I choose the Biyomon that he just played, but let me know if that's out of order. I'm going to do the search from the Sukamon effect, grabbing a Platinum Sukamon, and then Pagumon adds another card to hand because it was a black Digimon, and then going to swing at security, and they're going to block with the Birdramon, then just playing out a King Suka so that they can't Digivolve into a Phoenixmon. That does cost a lot, and they gain 3 memory from the Christies, moving out the Biyomon as well. They're going to Digivolve into the Aquilamon. That costs 2. Then going to Digivolve into a Garudamon for 3. I think they're looking to just kind of set up a blocker defense again, maybe. Digivolving into the Phoenixmon, actually. So they're going to swing at security, reveal the top card of security. It gets to trigger their effects. Playing out a Biyomon. They're going to look at the top 4. Grabbing a Garudamon, so another blocker potentially. Going to add that to hand, and then playing it. That does set me to quite a lot. I should have 3 swings to their 2 blockers with no security, so I'm just going to Digivolve into the Metal Etemon just to make sure that I am taking my turn as effectively as I can. Going to play out an Etemon with the search, trashing a Sukamon so I can delete the Biyomon, swinging its security. They're going to just block twice, and then try and goad me into attacking Phoenixmon. But no, that's going to be game.
You've challenged and lost to a fighter who is superior to you. And to make it worse, he was just a monkey, right?